In 2000, we bought an abandoned 100-acre farm in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. We spent years cleaning it up, built a new house, and now are trying to make it a functional homestead farm. Welcome to Red Tool House.
Well, I thought I'd do an episode actually on the road. This is a traveling episode. We are in a situation where we're ready for feed. We have our monthly feed run. This morning got up early and got the trailer all hitched up. Obviously made sure my tire pressure was good. And a little brisk this morning, a little bit of ice on everything, but that's part of it, I guess. And we're at a point right now with the size of the hogs and the age that they are, that they're going through about 200 pounds of feed a day. And as I mentioned in my last video, the feeder that we have allows us to feed out. I put about 1,400 pounds per week in the feeder. So each Saturday I fill that up. So that's 14 100-pound bags I put in there, and that gets me through the week. Now I have a tandem axle trailer here that I can load up with feed. We get 6,000 pounds of feed on the trailer, and then I put some additional feed in the bed. Usually what's in the bed is for the chickens or anything else we need there. But I can get 60 bags on this trailer and be able to haul that back. That doesn't exceed the abilities of my truck. And that allows me to safely haul it back. But the feed store is about an hour away from the farm, so a little bit of a road trip to drive north and get to this large feed store. You know, it's interesting with feed. You pretty much, as far as your sources go, you pretty much have what you have. You can find other sources, but there's no other local sources that can accommodate hog feed the way that they do, and the ones that I've found that are closer are double in price. So in this situation, it's worth financially, it's worth the time to drive an hour up and an hour back to get the feed, because the price is almost pretty much half of what I pay, what I would end up paying locally. So it's definitely a smart decision to go this direction. Just a lot of road time that I'd rather not have to make, but it is what it is. Also, this feed store is a feed mill, so they actually are grinding and producing the feed on their own, and sits right in the middle of what we call real farm country in West Virginia. A lot of flat land, river valley type stuff on one of the major rivers through the state. So it produces really nice farmland and beautiful landscape if you're into farming. So this feed store is located kind of in the heart of that. So they get a lot of their product comes from just around the area. And I believe the owners of the feed store even have quite a few hundred acres around them that they grow their own products as well, so they can produce those for feed. So, well, the neat thing once we get to the feed store is really good setup here. We just back in. I call my order in advance, so they have my order ready for me. And when I order 6,000 pounds, that's usually not what they have laying around, so they got to get that put together. So I call it a couple days in advance, and they have it ready for me. So I just go in and obviously pay my ticket and take it out to the lot, and they load me up there, so I don't have to worry about loading that. I just have to worry about unloading it when I get to the house. So that becomes a bit of a task as well. All right, well, we've got a full load. We've got about 6,600 pounds of assorted feed on this puppy. So now becomes the fun part of getting out of here. It's like trying to pull out on a raceway with a load of everything. Dodge the pole. Oh, and stomp it. Oh, crap. Never mind. Santa Maria. All right, now I think we're going to... Yeah. Ooh, Sugar Shack. Come on, Bessie. I think I can. All right, so now for the home journey. And if I only had assistants at home to unload all this for me. we'll be able to tarp it up tonight and get it parked close to the barn, get a tarp on it so dew and frost don't settle in too badly, and then we can get it unloaded tomorrow. Get home in time, a little daylight, to be able to unload everything, get it put away. Okay, so today we are back at the firewood pile, and we are going to, instead of cutting firewood, we're going to cut up some of this poplar to put it in log form to take over for the cabin building over at my brother's farm. Again, you've seen some of in one of my other videos where we're talking about how he's building a 18th century fort on his place. He needs copious amounts of wood, of course, and I happen to have copious amounts to give as I'm trying to clear land. I've got a bunch of trees that I've cut down. You can see back there behind me is a poplar that it's got a bit of a core rot. You can see the bit of a scuff there that eventually rotted, and it started wrapped around itself. So it's not even really a good mill log. It's definitely something that'd be good for his cabin logs or even palisade walls he's going to build. So we're going to actually use every bit of that. I'll limb that. And he wants even down to 6-inch diameters, so logs for the palisades and some of the areas around the chimney and those things. So that's a good thing. Nothing goes to waste. So we, if it doesn't go to firewood, if it doesn't go to mill, it doesn't go to my barn, it doesn't go to his fort or whatever, there's really not much left other than just a little bit of brush that we'll get out of it. All right, just a quick little review here, or product discussion. I have these mechanics wear gloves that I've had for about a year now, and as always, get a hole in them. Hole in the finger. It seems like no matter where there's reinforcement, the hole comes in just below or above the reinforcement. Now that hole did come out of the leather finger. So I go through these things like crazy because I either have very raspy hands or obviously grabbing stuff. So those are DOA. Now one of my suppliers sent me these. I'm sure they're manufactured in a quality facility somewhere. But they are called Lightning Gear. And they are the Lightning Gear Defender. So we will see how these work out. The thing I liked about them is full reinforced leather palm, leather thumb reinforced all the way to the top here, all the fingers. So there's like 3 levels of reinforcement. Now, when I've had some of these gloves in the past, they have the little air holes in the sides of the fingers. That's usually where they wear out. So we're going to give these a try and see how they go. And oh yeah, exquisite fit. A little bit higher on the cuff too, I do like that. So we'll see how these work out. And as we start moving some firewood around and skidding logs, we'll see if they hold up. You know, it's funny that people, I read a lot of things on some of these homestead forums, people talking about bar oil for your chainsaw, and not to use motor oil because the viscosity is too low and it burns up your chainsaw. I would disagree with that. Now granted, that may be what the manufacturer says, but I've had this chainsaw for 16 years now, and it looks like it's been in a tornado, but it still runs like a striped snake, and I've used used motor oil for that 16 years. So every time I do an oil change, I just obviously bottle it up and use that. And some say it wears out the bars. Maybe it does. I usually tear up the bars simply because I jam them into things or bend them or do something else. So I don't know that I've really tested one. I'll probably go through a bar once every 3 or 4 years. It's not like I'm burning through them on a regular basis. So to each his own, I guess. But I definitely like using motor oil on the chainsaw. It saves the money. They're proud of that bar oil. Okay, so time to drop a couple trees now. I think, looking at some of these little poplar, I think I'm going to drop that one right there. And then there's a couple more right behind that there. So not this one per se, or that one, but this one right here. Yeah, just pinch it right there. That's the one we're going to drop, and a couple of his little brothers behind him. That'll be good pole logs for the farm. All right, so now we've got this poplar right here. I'm going to try to lay down, and it's got a little bit of a lean back this way, but I actually want it to go that way. So when we use our wedges and cut our notch and back cuts, we can try to push it that direction. So we'll see how this goes. Left too much hinge there. Less hinge, no split. Oh well. Still went where I wanted it to. Okay, initial assessment of these gloves. Obviously so far they're holding together. I've only been using them for a couple minutes, but my goodness, they're insulated. Definitely get the old hot hand. But I do like the way they're longer in the cuff here, so they do keep less sawdust from going up my sleeve or falling down into my glove and aggravating me. It does have really good Velcro too. You could Velcro a cat to the wall with that thing. So far so good. Again, time will tell. Okay, so that's 9 logs now that I've got out of just those poplar. And again, not huge logs, but just what we need over for the fort. So now it's time to get the next piece of equipment, the tractor and skid. And the tractor is all the way down there. So I will have to, well, I should walk, but I'm bully pin shaped for a reason, so I'll probably drive down. That's where it'd be nice to have multiple help. All the help's off the farm today, so I'm driving vehicles back and forth like a cab driver. So we'll try to skid next. Well, that about wraps it up. We were able to get all of our feed in, got it unloaded before the rains came, and we got all of our logs loaded and over to my brother's place. In fact, he started on a small stable for the pony and some of the sheep. Show some pictures over here of that. But he's working on that using just the logs and notching them in a traditional fashion. So we'll get into detailing that as well as we get some more weather to cooperate. This time of year in West Virginia, you don't know what you're going to get weather-wise. So, well, some of you all may have seen on the Facebook page, we had a little contest. It was our first Red Tool House contest, and it was What's in the Box contest. I posted a picture of a very large crate in the back of my truck. Talked about how I kind of lucked into a deal on this item. And instead of just telling you exactly what it was, I thought, well, let's do a little contest, have some people guess, and we'll give out a prize. So we posted that on Facebook a couple times and shared that through our email, and had some really good guesses. I had some very peculiar guesses, actually, as well. But we did have a winner. One person was able to nail it down, and that is Mr. Jerry L., we'll just leave it at that. Jerry L. guessed properly what it was, and actually, for everyone else that wants to know, it is a freezer unit. We'll be able to construct a walk-in freezer. So as we process our hogs, I'll have a lot more freezer space instead of using my individual freezer units. I'll have a large 8x8 walk-in unit that I can obviously stack a lot of pork in there. And I've got it down at our workshop in our barn, which I do have generator backup for that as well. So we're in really good shape. Really excited about that. That's going to be, I think that may be a game changer for us, because we really like to sell individual cuts. We find a lot of our customers don't necessarily have the freezer space or want to make that investment in a full hog. So when I can sell individual cuts, that accommodates them better, accommodates me as well. Obviously I get a retail price for that. So that worked out well. So Mr. L, Jerry, he guessed it correctly, and so he wins StormTech flashlight. This is 120 lumen light, and it will knock a raccoon out of a tree. It is a very bright light. I like them. I have a bunch of them. I keep them here in different, keep them in the side by side and keep in other areas. So Jerry, congratulations. We'll get that out to you. We'll contact you privately and see about getting that to you. If you'd like to participate in additional contests we have coming up, or what we're announcing in January on Red Tool House website, if you're a subscriber to our e-newsletter that we send out an e-newsletter maybe once every 2 weeks. We don't blow people up. Well, obviously we don't sell your information, but if you're a subscriber to that and you get our emails, then you'll automatically be entered for a random drawing each month. We're just going to give away some swag through 2017. So each month we'll have a drawing and a giveaway. So I strongly encourage you to subscribe to our e-newsletter. Again, we're not going to blow you up with stuff, and you can unsubscribe at any time. But if you want to subscribe, just go to our website, redtoolhouse.com, and you'll see to the right, you'll see a button there that says subscribe to our e-newsletter. Just click on that button, fill out the brief little form there, and you'll automatically be entered. And we'll be listing each month what we're going to give away. It'll be useful stuff for the homestead, flashlights, maybe some work gloves, other things there. So some just neat stuff, and we just want to encourage people to be a part of what we're doing here on Red Tool House and have some buy-in. You guys have been good audience members, and we'd like to obviously try to reward those that have participated. Well, again, if you like this video and you would like to see more, we ask you to give us a thumbs up on YouTube, and please subscribe so you'll get notifications that new videos are out. Nothing else really happens there. But as we get subscribers and as we get more thumbs up, that makes our video more prevalent in searches. So we appreciate the love you show there, and spread the word around a little bit. That just encourages us to do more. Also, if you would like to follow us on Facebook, go to facebook.com/Red Tool House and give us a like there as well. And of course, be sure to visit our website, redtoolhouse.com, where we have our latest blog entries, our video posts, and just other things going on around the homestead. Looks like we've got a snowstorm blowing in, the temperature's dropping, and it is West Virginia. Even had to put my dead cat on my mic here to keep the wind noise down. Of course, as small as that is, maybe that's a dead mouse instead of a dead cat. But I'm going to try to wrap this up before the snow starts blowing. That's it. Take care.